Was there a threat made during that conversation? Ano ba yung naging topic ninyo nung sa phone call na yun? Allow me to continue na lang. Sabi niyo po, di ba, na Chief Garma told me, may mga tao kami dyan na gagawa at wag niyo nang questionin. And whether you like it or not, we will operate and do not interfere. Baka madamay pa pamilya mo. Tama po ba na ito mismo yung sinabi sa inyo, yung pag-abot ni Sir Jimmy Fortaleza ng cellphone sa inyo?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
And Colonel Garma, I'd like to redirect this question to you. Do you still deny making this phone call or saying these inside the affidavit of Superintendent Padilla?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Tinatanong ko kasi yung mga katanungan ito, Colonel Garma, dahil lumalabas po sa mga testimonya ng ilang saksi na kayo po ang tinuturo bilang nag-uutos or namumuno ng operasyon sa pagpatay ng Chinese nationals sa Dapicol. Not just 1 or 2, 3. 3 sinumpang salaysay point to you as the mastermind behind this. I would just like to pick up on a few points muna made earlier. First, nung kay Congressman Johnny Pimentel, and another point that was also brought up by our colleague, Congressman Raul Manuel. The first is on the question of personal relationship to our former president. No? Sabi niyo po, ma'am, and please confirm, na you did not or you do not ask favors from any political entity, any political figure for the advancement or the enhancement of your career. Tama po ba yun?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. That being said, it was also, Colonel Garma also mentioned earlier na when she applied for her position, for the position of General Manager sa PCSO, she approached then Special Assistant to the President, Bongo, for the transmittal of her letter to the President, to which she was given a reply na babasahin ito ni President. Tama po ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So, Mr. Chair, there is still inconsistencies pa rin with the testimonies or the narrations given by Colonel Garma, and we'd like to explore it even further. But to bring it back again to PCSO, so even if, sabi nga kanina ni Congressman Jay Suarez, na to give the general manager position to somebody who has no background in that same institution is unheard of or unusual. And kanina, sabi ni Congressman Raul, and I'd like to reiterate, what merits did you warrant to get the coveted position of General Manager of PCSO?
Mr. Chair, yung pinalitan ko po ay isang general din po. Siguro din tanungin po natin, ano din ang, then the chairman is also a retired general.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to remind again our resource person, can we please, the question was, what merits do you think po?
That's it. I have mentioned it already, Mr. Chair, yung pong qualification ko. Mr. Chair, and then I submitted that. I applied for the position. I did not retire agad po when I applied kasi hindi ako sure kung tatanggapin po yung application ko.
Hindi kayo sure, ma'am? Bakit?
Hindi ako sure. I'm not sure. I'm not confident. I do not know. Maybe the president, it's the choice of the president kung sino pong ilalagay. So, baka
Mr. Chair,
babasahin pa po yung aking resume.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to highlight that again. So maybe the president,
yeah, he will
from
still
his
study. Yeah, everybody knows it's the president, Your Honor, is going to choose.
Correct.
So, I submitted my application, and he will decide whether I am qualified or I'm not qualified for the position, Mr. Chair. So I waited before I retired.
So, Mr. Chair, let me again bring back to another inconsistency kasi kanina po, sabi po ng ating resource person na she relied on her merits, on her work performance, on her job to be able to get to where she is. And in this case, as General Manager of PCSO noon. And now, our resource person is now saying that it is the choice of the former president during at that time to appoint or to grant the position of General Manager of PCSO. Again, Mr. Chair, another inconsistency. And speaking of inconsistencies, let me try to bring it back sa narrations sa mga sinumpang salaysay ng mga PDLs natin noon at ni Superintendent Padilla.
By the end of the day,
To bring it back muna to Davao City, Colonel Garma, tama po ba na 2011 hanggang 2016 ay nakatalaga kayo bilang station commander ng Davao City in 2 different stations po?
That's June of 2011, Mr. Chair,
Apa.
and I think first week of January of 2016 only, Mr.
So tama
Chair.
tama po na you were
Yes,
station
Mr.
commander.
Chair.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, nung panahon ng inyong panunungkulan bilang station commander, particularly po noong 2016 nang nakaupo na po si President then Rodrigo Roa Duterte bilang Pangulo, alam niyo po ba na idineklara niya ang giyera laban sa droga?
I was on schooling during that time, Your Honor. I have no position from, I think, second week of January until the whole of 2016, until December of 2016. I don't have any position. I was undergoing schooling,
Ma'am,
Your Honor.
gusto ko lang po itanong, ma'am, kung nalaman niyo po ba na ito po yung sinabi po ng ating dating Pangulo na war on drugs po tayo ngayon?
Lahat po siguro ng police aware.
Correct.
And even po hindi po police, Mr. Chair, is a public knowledge.
Pati
Your
ako, ma'am,
Honor.
college student pa ako
Yes
noon.
po, Your
Nalaman
Honor.
ko rin yun. So, okay. At bilang isang station commander ng PNP po, na isang law enforcement agency, nakibahagi po ba kayo sa war on drugs na minandato ng ating dating Pangulo?
Your Honor, hindi po ako station commander nung nag-start na po maging presidente. Mayor lang po siya nung nag-station commander ako, hindi po siya presidente, Your Honor.
Okay. So, balik natin nun. Nung mayor po siya, tama po ba na very adamant or very passionate po yung dating mayor na Mayor Rodrigo Roa Duterte against din sa war on drugs? Tama po ba? Nung mayor po siya.
We do not use the word war on drugs
Sige po.
during
Okay.
those times, Mr. Chair,
Anti-drug
Your Honor.
campaign, anti-drug operations, tama po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, aware din po kayo na yun talaga yung naging top priority of then Mayor and now former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Tama po ba?
That was his campaign slogan, Your Honor, yes.
Correct. So, okay. Kabilang po sa mandato ninyo bilang isang law enforcement officer, during that time, may mga nakikilala po ba kayo? Or at least na nalalaman po ba kayo mga operations kalaban? Or tinatarget ang mga drug personalities, mga drug lords and the like?
May I be clarified kung yung nalalaman, how do we define nalalaman, Mr. Chair?
As in like for example, na mayroon suspect na kilalang drug lord or high profile target at pumupunta sa iyo or dumadating sa iyo na okay, ito yung operasyonan or kaya gumawa tayo ng isang operation para mahuli itong drug personality.
No, Your Honor, that's not how it works
How does it
on
work
the ground. We have to build a case, Your Honor. During that time when I was with CIDG, wala po kaming operation because more on financial investigation po ang CIDG.
Sorry, more on?
Financial investigation po ng mga identified who has records on drugs based sa intel, Your Honor.
So based po sa intel, nalaman niyo rin po na may mga Chinese drug lords na high-value targets na nandun din sa loob ng Dapicol at that time. Tama po ba?
No, Your Honor, I'm not aware of that.
Bakit?
Because I was on schooling and I don't have any hand on any information or intel, none, Your Honor.
Sino po ba yung in charge po dati sa CIDG during that time?
I think during
2016?
2016 there is a two regional chief of CIDG noong 2016 po, Your Honor.
Okay. Can you name both?
I think it's Colonel Pernito, sir. I cannot.
Tama po ba na si Commissioner Leonardo was also?
Naging regional chief din po siya ng Region 11 and meron pa pong isa noong
Okay.
2016, Your Honor.
So
Your Honor.
during the time na nandun yung mga Chinese drug lords, I'd like to direct this question naman to Commissioner Leonardo. Sir, aware po kayo na may mga high-profile Chinese drug lords, identified as Chinese drug lords, nandoon sa loob ng Dapicol. Tama po ba?
Hindi particular po dun sa iniimbestigahan, Mr. Chair. Ang alam ko po, marami pong drug lord na nakakulong sa buong Bucor po, covered po ng Bucor.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, bilang isa sa mga may matataas na posisyon sa isang law enforcement agency, for sure kilala niyo naman, kundi man lahat, or ilan, na mga malalaking mga criminals na noted na pumapasok sa Dapicol or any area within Davao City. Kasi part of investigation naman din yun. Tama po ba?
Hindi po kami ni-inform kung
Okay.
may mga ganun pong mga high profile na mga inmates.
Kung pumapasok sa Dapicol, hindi kayo ini-inform.
Hindi po kami kasali sa protocol na yon, Mr. Chair.
Sino po ba yung ini-inform? Sino lang po ba yung mga nakakalaman? Based on your experience po, sir. Sa tingin niyo lang po.
Tungkol po sa... May I be clarified, Mr. Chair?
Yung sa
if,
pagpasok po ng mga high value or mga very
in the
notable.
Picol, Mr. Chair.
Po?
In the Picol po.
Yes po.
In the
Opo.
Picol po, wala po kaming business. Sila lang po yung nakakalam, mga taga Dapicol lang po, Mr. Chair.
Would you agree with me, Mr. Chair, that si Superintendent Padilla would know na may mga high-value targets na pumapasok sa Dapicol?
Possibly, alam niya po, Mr. Chair.
I'd like to direct my question to Superintendent Padilla. Sir, nung pumasok yung mga high-value targets doon sa Dapicol, nalaman niyo po ba na sila po ay mga high-value targets identified on the get-go na high-value targets dahil sila ay Chinese drug lords?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So, may mga salaysay kasi na nangyari ni PDL Jimmy Fortaleza and sa inyo po, Sir Padilla, that indicate na tumawag po si Colonel Garma, that she mentioned na may mga high-value targets na ooperasyonan nila. Colonel Garma, do you confirm or deny making this call?
I do not confirm, Your Honor.
So you deny making this call?
Yes, Your Honor.
So are you saying na sa dalawang sinumpaang salaysay, mali po yung dalawang iyon na naka-notarize na under oath binalik dito sa ating committee, sinasabi niyo po ba na mali po sila at sa iyo po yung tama?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Chair, I'd like to put that on the record. Mr. Chair, again, Colonel Garma, you are under oath. So, yung sa tawag na yun, I'd like to direct this question naman to Jimmy Fortaleza. Sir, so tama po sir, di ba, na tumawag daw sa inyo si Colonel Garma kasi meron kang naka-assign na cellphone sa inyo and special ito na assignment, di ba, yung mga cellphone daw, sabi niyo po dati, tinawagan kayo at binigay niyo kay Superintendent Padilla yung cellphone para makausap si Colonel Garma sa kanya. Tama po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Na yung tumawag si Colonel Garma, lumabas ba yung pangalan niya sa cellphone na siya yung tumatawag or ibang number ba to or dahil sa boses niya nakilala niyo?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, lumabas ba yung pangalan niya sa cellphone?
Yes, Your Honor, because I have a number of Colonel Garma, Your Honor.
So, bale, naka-phone book na.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, nalaman niyo na siya tumawag at sabi po niya na I think nasa sinumpaang salaysay niyo na pinapamigay niya yung cellphone kay Superintendent Padilla para makausap niya.
Gusto niya makausap si Colonel Padilla, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you, Sir Fortaleza. And I'd like now to redirect this again to the supplemental affidavit na binigay the affidavit na binigay din ni Superintendent Padilla. Do you confirm, Mr. Padilla, na in your affidavit, nung tumawag si Colonel Garma kay Jimmy Fortaleza at binigay sa inyo yung cellphone, was there a threat made during that conversation?
Sorry, Your Honor.
Was there a threat? Ano ba
Yes.
yung topic ninyo?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ano ba yung naging topic ninyo nung sa phone call na yon?
Nung nakausap ko po siya sa cellphone ni inmate Fortaleza, Chief Garma told me may mga tao kami dyan nagagawa at huwag mo na questionin.
And I'd like to, please continue. So number 5, ito ng sinumpang salaysay po, di ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
So allow me to continue na lang. Sabi niyo po, di ba, na Chief Garma told me may mga tao kami dyan na gagawa at huwag niyo nang questionin. And whether you like it or not, we will operate and do not interfere. Baka madamay pa pamilya mo. Tama po ba na ito mismo yung sinabi sa inyo, yung pag-abot ni Sir Jimmy Fortaleza ng cellphone
Yes,
sa inyo?
Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
And Colonel Garma, I'd like to redirect this question to you. Do you still deny making this phone call or saying this inside the affidavit of Superintendent Padilla?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Hypothetical question lang po, Colonel Garma. And in your expert opinion, as CIDG, part of CIDG din dati, di ba you specialize on investigations, you specialize on at least, kumbaga, getting and gathering intel sa mga cases that you have to build up, o kaya the cases that the PNP has to operate on. Tama po, di ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Hypothetical question lang po. Kung may isasagawang operasyon sa loob ng piitan to gather information, kailangan po ba ng participation or approval ng warden para magawa itong operation na ito? Hypothetical lang po, based on your expert opinion po. Kailangan po ba?
Is it, Mr. Chair? Okay.
Kailangan po ba
It depends.
ng approval or cooperation ng warden?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, if, for example, yung operasyon naman na iyon is to further charge or to kill anybody inside the penal colony, kailangan po ba ito ng approval or cooperation ng warden?
That is a illegal activity, Your Honor. I don't even want to give my opinion on that because
So,
it's illegal.
Correct. Pero, so, bawal ito. Pero kung for example lang, again ma'am, hypothetical, may isang kriminal na gustong pumatay ng isang tao, na isang target niya sa loob ng penal colony. Kung nakikisawsaw ang warden, magagawa ba ito o hindi?
What do
If the warden...
I cannot give my opinion on a matter that is illegal, Mr. Chair.
Ma'am, you are decorated. You are in the
Yes, Mr. Chair. Yes, Your
CIDG,
Honor.
which means that these kinds of investigations are no stranger to you. You would know, to be able to solve a case and to investigate it well, kailangan nyo rin na you have to think in the minds also of the criminals din para malaman mo kung ano yung next move nila. So are you saying, ma'am, na despite your expert opinion, you cannot give us
Mr. Chair,
an opinion regarding
it
this?
depends on the facts of the case, Mr. Chair.
So, ma'am,
I do not understand the facts of the case.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to reiterate.
Mr.
I'd like to
Chair.
reiterate. We're trying to speak hypothesis muna,
Yes,
ma'am.
Mr. Chair. So what...
Kung may gustong pumatay ng isang inmate at nakikisawsaw or alam ng warden at binabawal niya, magagawa ba yung pagpatay? Yes or no?
Everything is possible, Mr. Chair.
Yes or no po, ma'am?
Everything is possible, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So is it also possible na para maging very successful yung pagpatay ng 3 Chinese nationals, na kailangan dapat na hindi makisawsaw or hindi dapat involved yung warden or mag-back out yung warden para smooth yung operation sa pagpatay ng 3 Chinese nationals noon?
Your Honor, everything is possible,
Nangyari
Your
na
Honor.
po ito, ma'am. Which means na in order for that operation to be successful, kailangan dapat na mag-back out yung warden. Pero dahil kasi hindi siya nag-back out, kailangan dapat ng other methods of force, such as threats or bribes. Superintendent Padilla, kung hindi kayo bribe or threaten, papayag ba kayo na may mangyari ng ganyan sa loob ng Dapicol under your watch?
No, Your Honor.
Correct. Kasi yung pangalan nyo, yung lulutaw as the person responsible. So, Mr. Chair, I'd like to point out, Mr. Chair, na there are very many inconsistencies again. The reason why na we brought out the hypotheticals po is because na in order for an operation this complex to happen, there are many moving parts na kailangan dapat mangyari. And one critical part that has to happen is that dapat hindi involved or dapat there is the omission of the then Warden Superintendent Padilla for that operation to be very successful. Kasi kung nandun si Warden, kung nakikisawsaw si Warden, kung alam ni Warden na mangyayari yun at binawalan niya, then this wouldn't have happened at all. Kaya naawa ko, Sir, Superintendent Padilla, again, I respect you coming forward. I respect also the fact that even if there are threats to your life, especially as what was stated din sa loob ng inyong sinumpaang salaysay, na you still went forward and came out also with what you've shown as the truth. Now, tinatanong ko kasi yung mga katanungan ito, Colonel Garma, dahil lumalabas po sa mga testimonya ng ilang saksi na kayo po ang tinuturo bilang nag-uutos or namumuno ng operasyon sa pagpatay ng Chinese nationals sa Dapicol. Not just 1 or 2, 3. 3 sinumpang salaysay point to you as the mastermind behind this. Sa nasabing pagbisita, nabanggit ni Major Fortaleza na binisita niyo siya sa Davao Penal Colony kasama ni Colonel Villela and Colonel Grijaldo matapos ang panalo ni Presidente Duterte noong 2016 elections. Ayon po kay Fortaleza, sinabi na nila sa kanya na may operasyon ako sa mga Chinese na ito. Dagdag pa niya, nang ibig sabihin daw ng operasyon ay may papatayin. Dagdag pa po sa salaysay din ni Major Fortaleza na tinawagan niyo raw siya muli upang utusan na bigyan ng pagkain sila Tata at Andy. Totoo ba to? Bakit niyo pa sila bigyan ng special na attention? Ginagawa niyo ba to sa ibang inmates? Nobody knows, di ba? Pero sabi nga sa salaysay ni Jimmy Fortaleza na yun nangyari. And bukod pa kay Fortaleza, sa sinumpaang salaysay ni Superintendent Padilla, malinaw na tinuturo din kayo bilang nasa likod ng operasyon ng pagpatay ng mga Chinese nationals sa Dapicol. Sa kanyang salaysay, under paragraphs 5, 6, and 7, na kayo po ang direktang ini-implicate po nito. And base din po sa sinumpaang salaysay ni Superintendent Padilla, lumalabas na siya ay sinuhulan o kaya pinilit na umatras at huwag makialam sa operasyong nauwi sa pagpatay ng 3 Chinese nationals sa Dapicol. Ayon kay Superintendent Padilla na si Ma'am or Colonel Garma ang nagbigay ng direktang utos na huwag siyang maghimasok sa operasyon kahit pa ito ay magreresulta sa pagkamatay ng mga high-profile inmates. Again, Colonel Garma, do you deny these allegations against you?
Yes, Your Honor.
No further questions, Mr. Chair. I think the public has heard what they need to hear. Again, Mr. Chair, as the final comment lang, Mr. Chair, let me remind again, all those resource persons inside here are under oath. No? And in the search for the truth, we will still continue to push for these questions again. Mr. Chair, thank you.
Thank you, Congressman Almario.
Umani naman ito ng iba't ibang reaksyon mula sa ating mga netizens. Ayon kay Josephine Lazo, a very good interrogation raised by a young Congressman Garma. Now it's paying time, she should pay what she owed. Pahayag naman ni Antonio Zamora, babaeng police colonel isang murderer. Paano pa maniniwala ang mga mamamayan sa ganyang klaseng tagapagpatupad ng batas? At ito naman ang saloobin mula sa ating kababayan na si Natu Pamani. Good thing Padilla realized that telling the truth is the best thing to do. I pray that God protect his family. Mga kababayan, feel free to comment below para maglabas ng saloobin sa balitang ito.